Monday back from break, we are going to next check out writing. So in writing, we just finished before break our how to text unit, where you were able to share and show off to your classmates how to do something that you loved. So we finished that unit, and we're not going to start a new unit yet until we're situated and back in the classroom. So this week, we are going to focus on our journal writing. Our journal writing, of course, is something that we do every single day to practice our quick response and our quick writing, which is a skill everybody needs to have. We've been doing a really awesome job writing in complete sentences in our journals. So this week, we're going to practice improving our quick journal writing and writing more and with greater detail. So you will need your journal later today, but we're going to work all together to figure out a new way of how we can think to make our journal writing even better. So Super Scholars, let's check out our learning target for writing. It says, I can write my journal entry as a detailed paragraph. So we are working on details and we're working on writing a paragraph in our journal entries. So remember, my friends, detail means you're giving description. You're telling more information, painting that picture in your readers' minds with your words so they can see what you're talking about. So we want to be detailed in our writing. And we also want to start writing more. Our job has been to write 3 sentences each day in our journal. But we're getting towards the end of 2nd grade, and as we prepare for 3rd grade, you are going to need to work to write paragraphs every day and quickly. A paragraph has 5 sentences, so just 2 more, 5 sentences, and it has a certain structure, a certain way it's built and created to make a strong and interesting paragraph for your reader to read. So we're going to be learning today and Wednesday how to strengthen our journal writing to make detailed paragraphs every single day. So let's check out the journal question, the prompt that we are going to be working on this week. So my friends, we are going to be working to write a detailed paragraph journal entry to answer the prompt, how was your spring break and what did you do? So our prompt, how was your spring break and what did you do? We're not just going to write our typical 3 sentences. We're going to work to write a 5-sentence, detailed, interesting paragraph to answer this prompt in our journal. And this is how we're going to do it. We are going to write a hamburger. A paragraph can be modeled after a hamburger. A hamburger is delicious and yummy to eat, something I love, and we want our paragraphs to be delicious and yummy for someone to read. So just like a hamburger has nice, clear parts, there's all these individual parts that come together to make a hamburger. We have a bun, cheese, meat, lettuce, and another bun. They all come together to make one hamburger that we can eat. Each of these parts of our hamburger corresponds, is in relationship to a part of our 5-sentence paragraph. Each part of our hamburger is going to represent 1 sentence in our 5-sentence paragraph. So you see, my friends, we have the bun right on top, which represents our opening sentence, how we start and hook our reader into our paragraph. We have the cheese, meat, and lettuce, all the good stuff right inside the paragraph, which we are calling details. They in your reader's mind. They are all details that make our paragraph really interesting and informative. Details, that middle part of our hamburger. And then lastly, we also have to have a bun on the bottom of our hamburger. And this bun represents the closing sentence of our paragraph. What wraps it up, puts it in a nice little bow, and gives our final thought to our reader. So just like a hamburger has 5 nice parts that fit all together, the paragraphs we're going to write are going to be hamburger paragraphs. Each sentence is going to come all nicely together to make one beautiful paragraph. So remembering our hamburger is how we are going to write a detailed paragraph for every journal entry that we do. So my friends, we're going to use this hamburger tool to answer our question, how was your spring break and what did you do? But before we start crafting our hamburger paragraph, I'm going to show you an example of a journal entry that doesn't use the hamburger tool. It answers this question correctly in 3 sentences, but it could be even better. So my friends, I could answer this prompt by writing, my spring break was good. First, I went to Target, then I watched fun movies. I'm going to read it one more time. My spring break was good. First, I went to Target, then I watched fun movies. That is correct. I answered the question and I wrote 3 complete sentences. But is this a super interesting paragraph to read? Does it make you want to read it again? No, not really. I just told you what I did. But I didn't show you or make you a part of my journey. I was just listing what I did. First I went to Target, then I watched fun movies. Well, what did you do at Target? What did you buy while you were there? Movies. What movies did you watch? Did you watch them with anyone? Did you make fun snacks? There's all these other details and questions that we can answer in our journal entry, adding to that meat of our hamburger the details to paint that picture and make it more interesting for our reader. So we're working to not do this, to avoid just listing off as we write what we did, what our favorite things are, what we think. We're avoiding doing that because we can become better writers by picking just one event and giving more details, growing that meat inside our hamburger. So, we're going to take this journal entry and we're going to make it a hamburger paragraph. We're going to grow our details inside to make it way more interesting and show our reader what we did over spring break. Today, Super Scholars, we're only going to focus on the details of the paragraph. We're going to build the meat of our paragraph first before we add in the buns. We want to make sure the meat and cheese and lettuce are all ready before we put those buns on to complete our hamburger. So today, we're just focusing on writing the details of our journal entry. How can we turn our sentences that just list activities into showing what we did and giving more information about exactly what we did at Target or how we watched the movies? So, I'm going to show an example of how I turn my journal entry into a hamburger paragraph. But before we do that, can you stand up so we can give ourselves a break real quick before we start writing? Come on, stand up with me for our last this or that for Monday. Okay, you on your feet? Okay, Super Scholars, if you had to choose which one of these shoes would you rather wear all day? Would you rather wear high heels or roller skates? You would have to wear them all day. Think, getting in and out of the car, trying to brush your teeth, walking up and down stairs, at recess. What would you choose? High heels or roller skates? You'd have to wear them all day. I would choose high heels because I feel like I would just roll all over the place with skates. So I'm going to do 5 jumping jacks. Are you ready? Got your pick? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Nice job. Shake it out, shake it out. Awesome. And come right back down in your seat as we now start to create a hamburger paragraph. Okay, super scholars. So I'm going to model for you how I took my old journal entry where I just listed off what I did, and now I'm going to turn it into the meaty, detailed part of my hamburger paragraph. So, let me think. The first part of the question was, how was your spring break? So that's asking overall, how did spring break make me feel? I felt really relaxed, but I was also productive. I felt really happy over spring break. I want to use all these different adjectives to really give a full image of what my break was like. So let's see. This spring break, I had a relaxing, productive, and joyful time. Awesome. So I used 3 adjectives, 3 descriptions all about my time during spring break. It was relaxing, it was productive, and it was joyful. Is this way more interesting than just saying I had a good spring break? Yes, it is. You get more of an understanding of what my break was really like. Okay, so I answered the question, how was my spring break? The second part of the question said, what did I do over spring break? So that's where I'm talking about exactly what I did. Before I said I went to Target and I watched movies. So I'm just going to pick Target. I'm just going to pick one thing I did over break and talk all about that event. Why was I going to Target? What did I buy at Target? Who was I with? All of those details paint an image in my reader's mind about my spring break at Target. Okay, let's see. One thing I did over break was go to Target in order to buy decorations for my apartment. One thing I did over break was go to Target in order to buy decorations for my apartment. That's true. I named one event I did, what was going to Target, but then I gave the reason. I explained why I went there. In order to buy decorations for my apartment. I just moved recently, so I was going to Target to decorate my new apartment. And so I named that reason in my sentence in order to give more detail, more information to my reader. Okay, what do I have so far? This spring break, I had a relaxing, productive, and joyful time. One thing I did over break was go to Target in order to buy decorations for my apartment. Okay, I have one more sentence I want to add for that detail, the meat part of my hamburger. I talked about decorations for my apartment. I want to give details. What decorations did I exactly buy at Target? That's another detail I can include. Let's see. I bought frames for a lot of pictures. What else did I buy? Towels for the bathroom. And pots for my new plants. Exclamation point. So I gave details about what exactly I bought. I bought frames for a lot of pictures, towels for the bathroom, and pots for my new plants. So I answered the question, what did I buy? Let's go ahead and read this entire meaty, detailed part of my hamburger response. It says, this spring break, I had a relaxing, productive, and joyful time. One thing I did over break was go to Target in order to buy decorations for my apartment. I bought frames for a lot of pictures, towels for the bathroom, and pots for my new plants. So, Super Scholars, can you picture me going to Target? Can you picture exactly what I bought when I was there? Instead of just listing, I went to Target, I watched movies. This is way more interesting to read. And this is just the detail. It's just the meat of our paragraph. And that's all we're going to focus on today. We'll get to the buns, but that means we're not even done. So now, Super Scholars, that I have modeled for you how I took my listing boring paragraph and gave way more details and made it way more juicy and meaty. And now you are going to do that on your own. All we're focusing on today is the 3 sentences, the 3 details, the meat of our hamburger. You're going to take your journal that you write in every day and find a nice, special blank page to write the detail part of your new journal entry. Make sure to write it in the middle of your page because we're going to add the buns onto our paragraph later in the week. So you're going to find a nice, beautiful new page in your journal, and you're going to write the details, the meat of your hamburger paragraph. You're going to answer the same prompt I did, but with your new details of cheddar, meat, and lettuce. So all you're going to do is write these 3 middle sentences of your journal entry. Just the details where you give specific information answering our journal prompt. How was your spring break and what did you do? You're going to answer both questions in the details of your paragraph. How was your spring break and what did you do? We're going to add to this on Wednesday, so you need to save the journal entry that you're starting today. So you're just going to go ahead and write the 3 details of your story, the cheese, meat, and lettuce, and then save this so we can add the buns to our new hamburger paragraph on Wednesday. So, Super Scholars, with your journal out, answer this question, picking one event and describing exactly what you did and how this one event of your spring break was. When you're done writing the meaty part of your paragraph, just take a picture for me so I can see our progress. Okay, Super Scholars, let's go get ready.